So today we have a flight from hopefully VFR flight from Angel Fire to Perry Stokes. Again, this is a pair of kind of backcountry airports, I would say. Not really very small, but also not something big. And we are now flying in the area where there is basically just mountains and countryside and reservations and whatnot. So I'm glad that we can do that under the VFR rules to enjoy the scenery and not be bound by any overly like excessive, not excessive, but more strict rules, I would say. So we today seem to have again completely clear weather. We have a stationary front coming right across here somewhere, but there are no clouds with it right now, so we are great. We will be flying a little bit more to the east here, but I was not able to make a mark here, so it's just like that here. The winds, as reported in the morning, were like you see some westerly winds again at Angel Fire, again coming over the mountainside, so might be some problems. 9,000 feet, that's basically 500 feet above the surface here, and a little bit more to the east. And the winds are from 10 to 15 knots, and then 3,000 feet more higher, that's like 40 knot winds. And let's check that actually here. So first, current conditions. Yeah, let's bring up the legend so we know, what is what. So the temperature 29 Fahrenheit, dew point 1 Fahrenheit, so quite a good spread. There are some yeah, altimeter 3001, destination basically the same pressure, very similar temperatures. It's even kind of colder here, and it's also lower. So maybe the temperature um, just a hotter area over here than in here, even though it's higher. If I check the clouds, that's quite important. Now we can see that there is some system or some clouds that we can encounter here. So we need to watch for that, and we'll see how that goes. Should be quite fine. If I look at the forecast, they're basically staying at the same place. If it even updates, because it seems like they're staying and not moving anywhere, which is strange. We'll see where we fly. If we need to skirt them, then we'll just fly around. Winds. So first, I want to check the surface winds to see what might be in store for us regarding our departure. If you remember the last landing, oh, seems like departure will be the similar to last landing. So the last landing was with these wind conditions. We had like 23 knots of crosswind. Now it seems kind of similar. If I check this software, yeah, all right. So much higher winds. So let's say that if there was, again, real life, I would just scrap the flight because this is not something that I would be comfortable taking off in. In the simulator, we can give ourselves a little bit more challenge. So let's try it. But with the, oh my God, 37 knots. Is it even right? Or Microsoft is playing tricks on us? Well, we'll see. Doesn't seem like very comfortable here, but let's see what we will do. Where is it? Here. So quite high winds again. At our destination, it's kind of variable, so we don't know what's in store for us. 9,000 feet winds. If I compare it to the prediction, to the forecast, it's more uniform right now, so it's blowing from northwest more uniformly. There are no kind of variable directions, and it's about 20 or 25 knots. And at 2,000 feet, it's a steady wind of 40 knots everywhere. Okay, so in the air it's flyable. Real time, I would not depart if the winds stay like this. I strongly believe that even airliners would have some problems, taking off in that. If somebody has a really, for example, Cessna, with this kind of wind, I believe that if you stand on east side of the runway, face west, you already have, 30 knots kind of a head start, and you apply full power, then maybe you'll be able to take off until you reach the west side of the runway there. But, that's just crazy talking here. All right. Any questions towards the weather? And is anyone particularly looking forward to how they are able to take off in these?
I'm taking the Kodiak.
Is it able to take off in 40 knots crosswinds?
I'm not sure, but it's way heavier than the Arrow, so I'll give it a try.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot here. Yeah. So again, beware, just for the sake of, me disclosing it, do not, attempt taking off in these conditions in real life. It would be kind of a suicide. So let's continue then. So departure. Part of the problem here, even with those crosswinds, is that it's coming from the mountains. So it's gonna be all kind of turbulences down here in the valley from those mountains. So that's the second part of the problem. Not just the velocity of the wind, but also the kind of vertical movement and the mixing and rotaries and so on. Destination should be Perry Stokes. There is like a basically flat area around here. There is two roads. Hopefully, we'll be able to find that. This dashed line is Class Echo airspace that goes all the way to the ground and doesn't start at normally. It starts at like 1,200 feet AGL, but here it goes all the way to the ground. It really doesn't make any difference to us VFR pilots because we don't have any obligations in Class Echo airspace. There's just slightly different weather minima in Class Golf. You can basically fly very, very bad meteorological conditions. Legally, you can, but it's still not smart to do so. All right. Route planning. Me personally, I'm not taking a direct route because I want to see some stuff here. We have some Mount Dora here and some volcano, Capulino volcano. Maybe it's gonna be nice from the air. So this is what I planned. Taking off to the north, then take a pause here and gradually keep descending, so I'm not too high over the terrain. So my initial altitude, what I'm planning is like 11,000 feet, and then gradually descend maybe to 9,000 or something like that. If I check the sectional directly and zoom in a little bit, can see that, for example, this is 7,000 feet. So 7,000 is this one, and then this is 6,500. So basically, if I fly at 9,000 feet, I'm still 2,500 feet above the ground. So I'm planning to do something like that. Regarding airspaces, again, we have a lot of different wilderness and national monuments and whatnot areas. We'll peak here and this Taos Pueblo Blue Lake there. Should not really cross them. Then we have some Maxwell National Wildlife Refuge here. We have this Capulin Volcano National Monument there. So just to remind you, pilots are required to fly at least 2,000 feet above those areas above ground. Then we have some military operations area. It's Mount Dora North, and we are just skirting the Pinon Canyon. If I take this sectional and look for those MOAs, I can see that Mount Dora North High and Mount Dora North Low, they are basically, if you combine them, they are from 1,500 AGL all the way to well, all the way up. They are activated by NOTAM and responsible Albuquerque Center. And then we have also this Pinon Canyon MOA that starts already at 100 feet AGL and it's to 10,000 MSL. And again, intermittent by NOTAM. I've already looked up and the Pinon Canyon MOA is actually activated. So here, this line at the top, there's a NOTAM. It will be active all the way to tomorrow, 7 UTC. So I guess in local time, it's gonna end basically today at midnight. The good thing is that it's only from AGL to 10,000 feet. And if I again check the sectional there, go back and find my route, there it is, and see what kind of elevation we have here. So it's 7,000, 6,500, 6,000. Yeah, so it's about 6,000 feet elevation here at 6,500. So we can either pierce it because it's just the corner of it. We can simulate that we are asking ATC about, if it's active or not, or we can simply overfly it if we feel like it and then descend afterwards because it's only to 10,000 feet MSL. So that's about airspaces. So departure, since we have those mountains, I believe that the straight out departure is the only logical one. The wind is basically, it doesn't matter if we take runway 35 or runway 17. Because of the direction of flight, I will probably take 35 and depart north. Depart north so I can easily then just turn right here and in that pass and fly along. We have standard call signs as well. Nothing new there. En route portion, since we have that MOA in a way, then everything is still valid, like every time, like always. So you need to keep control of the aircraft. You need to navigate correctly and then communicate, keep track of the progress, and so on and so forth. One example, I don't believe there is any strict standard phraseology about requesting the status of those MOAs. So if you do something like Albuquerque Center, November 123 Alpha Bravo, request status information on military operations area Pinon Canyon, or something like that, and they can reply what's the status. So that's en route. Do we have any controller? If haven't checked, we just quickly connect here to VATSIM.
No controller.
No
No, wait,
controller.
it's no, it's not us. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, if they come online, then you are free to request the flight following. Again, there is some example call here. The arrival, I took a liberty to just drawing one of the runways. In the morning, it looked like the wind will be variable. So I just picked one of the patterns, and I'll just explain briefly or momentarily what's the current condition. The winds is from 200. So even that's true, of course, 200 true, and we have a magnetic variation of 7 to the east, so the real direction is like 7 degrees less. So 200, 190. In any case, I believe that the runway 21 will be the most likely candidate for our landing. Runway 21 is also the only one that has a right traffic pattern at this airport. All the rest have left traffic pattern. And here is the standard entry procedure, so 45 degrees from the side, from the live side of the pattern. Naturally, we'll be coming from east or southeast. So how do we get there? Well, we'll overfly the field, and let's take a different color there. Yes. Yep. So we'll come here, we'll overfly the field. We'll overfly the field at least 500 feet above the traffic pattern altitude, which is 6,000. It should be 6,800. It's usually good to kind of round it up um, above, but 6,760 is also good. So we try to maintain at least, what is it, y plus 500, so 7,300 feet of elevation or of altitude. Overfly the field here, perpendicular in the midfield, if we can make it. And then we fly straight, at least for 2 nautical miles, right? So 2 nautical miles. This distance here is 1 nautical mile. I drew that pattern here. So 1 nautical mile more, that's obviously to allow for any kind of pilots that would do some wider patterns, some space. And then we'll do a descending left teardrop 225-degree turn right into the downwind there. And we should descend to traffic pattern altitude there. When we are flying here, before joining the pattern, we'll obviously check this direction, if there is anybody flying there, and so on. This pattern, or this route, can help us quite a bit on maintaining our distance from the airport. So if you stay a little bit north of that road, and of course don't fly parallel to it, but slightly diverge from the road in order to be parallel with the runway. And then you'll just make a standard calls. Um, the first call that you make, like a radio call, should be at least 10 nautical miles from the field. And you'll just say, of course, Stokes traffic, then who you are, where you are, so position, altitude, and intentions. And intentions should be, could be something like just that you will be joining right downwind of runway 21. You don't need to specify at that point, what exactly you'll be doing, just something like that. Then next call maybe you do just before you overfly the field. So you tell them that you are overflying this field and that you'll be doing the left teardrop entry into the downwind. And then you make a call here when entering downwind, you make a call here when turning base, and you make a radio call here when turning final. If I look up that field here, see that they have parking here, so we should be able, how long is it? 5,500 feet almost. So this might be 2,000 feet. So I believe plenty of space to actually land and taxi out of here. Should be fine. Any questions? If not, I will wish you good luck at departure with these winds that we have. 24 knots, sometimes 40. Oh, we have some few aircraft there, but oh, some of them are just. Oh, Eugene is already going. All right. So good luck with the departure. Happy flying, and see you at Perry Stokes.
Fine.
All right, and we are at the aircraft. See, why the yolks are missing all the time. So temperature is 0, so it's quite cold. Let's check how much fuel we have. Let's actually refuel to the brim. Let's make it full. Yep. Okay, let's get it started. So, park brake is on. Just crank the throttle, make sure it's on. Master switch. Beacon, yep. And let's do the fuel pump. And look for the pressure. Fuel pressure, that is. Yeah, it's rising, so fuel pump off. Regarding the fuel selectors, okay, I'm on the right tank, it's good enough. So let's prime the engine. 1, 2, let's 2, it should be enough. Let's put the gear in the off position. And let's start the engine. So clear prop. Just leave the mixture out of it because we are at a very high elevation. Now let's wait for those spark plugs to clean a little bit. Avionics go on. Can close these windows. Reduce that RPM. Okay, oil clear. Yes, we will refuel. Yeah, fill 60, safe. Good. Very good in there. Let's sync our gyro, and it is almost synced. Like this. Alright. So taking off will be runway 35. And the wind is blowing from, let's just make an arrow that this will be for our wind, blowing like this. It's gonna be interesting. Alright, let's bring up the, not autopilot, but the timer. Reset this one. Oil pressure good, oil temperature still low, but that's to be expected. Right, frequency is 122.8. We are connected to VATSIM. We have some sensors online, but let's just check where they are. It's not Albuquerque. Oh, that's this one, SimAware. Yeah, they're here, so it's Minneapolis and Kansas City. And we are someplace there. Yes, we are here. The weather seems to be perfect. So last thing, of course, trim. And also altimeter setting. So if I check the current weather, load, it should be 2999er. The winds are really, should be a little bit less than they are, but pretty strong. So 2999er. It's about there. The airport elevation here is 8,380, and that's about right. So let's do this. Oil temperature rising, good, so we can go.
Angel Fire traffic, November 36 Foxtrot is a type dial Kodiak on the ramp, taxiing to runway 35, Angel Fire.
Angel Fire traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, Piper Comanche will be taxiing behind the Kodiak to runway 35, Angel Fire. Yeah, so I have a Kodiak as a Cessna there. So we have pretty strong winds from the right, so we will need to be correcting for that when taxiing. So let's remove the park brake. Just let them pass there and join them. And correction for the wind.
Angel Fire, traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima, we'll be taxiing behind the other Comanche, Angel Fire.
Good thing here that it actually does, this model has a very good ground handling. I don't need to use any rudder at all. No, default aircraft would have me pointing into the wind immediately. Let's actually see if I lose this control. Does it make any difference? Not really. Well, in this strong wind, it should probably try to weather vane me a little bit. So, but it's still better not to do that at all than do it excessively. That's just my personal preference, I think. It's a long taxi. So for run up, I'll actually turn it right. Oh, what kind of... Oh, some area there. Concrete.
Angel Fire traffic, Kodiak 36 Foxtrot, departing runway 35, straight off departure. Angel Fire.
Alright, so let's just point that to the wind. You notice that we immediately get some wind indication there. So, brakes, let's check the controls. They have like full movement. Yeah, good. Now, I won't be doing full mixture because we are quite high. So, let's raise it to 2000 RPM. Observe the engine instruments. Everything in the green, fuel enough. I'll just alter the mixture a little bit, try to get the more... Yeah, that's less, so need to find my takeoff position here. Yeah, I guess it's still 33, so we'll adjust the takeoff if need be. And then check the magneto. So, right magneto, drop 100 RPM, back to both. left magneto, drop, and back. Good. Then we'll cycle the prop at least 2 times. Kind of get its tail oil a little bit circulating. Good. Then I will reduce to 1500 RPM and check the carb heat. Carb heat on. Yeah, we have a drop. Carb heat off. Yeah, I believe we're good. Idle. Very good. So we go strobe lights, landing lights, fuel pump on, pitot heat. Well, we don't need it today.
Angel fire traffic, Kodiak 36 Foxtrot, upwind runway 35, 9,500, climbing 11,500, departing to the north, and all aircraft be advised severe turbulence directly after takeoff. Angel fire.
Angel fire traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, taking off runway 35, straight out departure. Angel fire. Okay, we'll do no flaps takeoff because of the wind. All right. So we'll apply left aileron initially against the wind. Let's do full power mixture for maximum brake horsepower, like that, and off we go. Slightly reduce that as we take up speed. Yep. Okay, gear up. Immediately you can see we are doing a nice crab here. And of course, start the timer.
Angel fire traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima, depart runway 35, straight out departure. Angel fire.
Reduce the RPM a little bit to climb mode and full power. Landing lights off. And we're heading for the lake there. Fuel pump off. And climbing to 1000. Angel fire traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, after departure from runway 35 over the lake and climbing to 1000 feet. Final call, Angel fire. And then there's the pause we want to take. After after the turn, our magnetic heading will be 7-2, so I'll just prepare it already. Yeah, about there. Okay. I guess I can reset the timer now. So 11,000 it is. Let's just accelerate a bit. I don't want to come over these mountains, so I'll take it a little bit here and then join the course. So it was 323, so 3.4 actually. Yeah, was exactly it. Although I started it a little bit late, not late. All right, so reduce the RPM a bit. About there. I believe like 50% or 55% of horsepower should be quite enough.
Angel 5 traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima over the lake will be departing to the east at 12,000. Angel 5.
Join my course. About there, and these are the peaks that I will be heading for. You can already see them in the distance. It's gonna be might be a long straight flight. And some turbulence there. 50% horsepower, that's alright. Let's do a little bit more. Yeah, like this. And let's happily fly along. So, to the behind us, there are some mountains there, and to the left. We will be coming to those mountains eventually as well. It flies beautifully.
The winds got better just after we left.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, only 16 knots crosswind now instead of like 22.
Well, it's already, it's already reported that kind of crosswind, 16 and 22. 16 and gusting 22, but yeah, to me, the takeoff was not that big of a hassle to me. But I have a strong feeling that in order for them to fix the ground handling in the mild crosswind, they kind of had to let it stick also in a higher crosswind.
Possibly.
Because this aircraft taxis quite well, you know, in the crosswind. I didn't need any rudder to keep me on the taxiway.
Yeah, I think the Kodiak taxis quite well as well. It's kind of when you want to start moving, you're kind of stuck, like glued. But once you're over that initial friction, I think it handles quite nicely.
So it doesn't try to like weather vane into the wind too much.
No, you need slide rudder, but I think.
Yeah, slide rudder is all right. Yes, but I mean that default aircraft, normal default aircraft, you know, you have 5 knots crosswind, and it wants to immediately, you know, turn into that, which is the complete bollocks.
Yeah, they would have been uncontrollable in that wind.
Yeah.
To follow that wind.
But with this wind, it actually requires a little bit of correction, and this one didn't. You know, this Comanche didn't. So maybe they kind of fixed it for most scenarios, but for high winds, it's actually broken the other way around.
Can't win them all.
Yeah. So I believe that here in distance, I already see the water body. That with a bit of luck will be this one, but also it might be that one. If, well, I doubt it, but yeah. So this whole lag should take me 11 minutes. So since I'm like halfway, there should be some town on the right. Okay, there is some, let's see. Okay, this is the town and this is the lake. It's gonna be Cimarron and the little lake, I believe. But it's too little, isn't it too little? And then further out, there should be some bigger one. Like this one or that one. Could that be like just wrongly depicted? It could. But let's get to the course, or back to the correct heading, and towards those mountains. It's quite nice here though. Mountains in the distance. And nothing around us. It's a land of nobody. The land to the southeast is pretty barren, right?
I picked a different route. I'm just following the mountain ridge north.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm, you know, flying east now, and if I look slightly to the right, there is like a desert and nothing. Flat land.
Flat land, and then like 4 mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was considering if I should replan my route, but I thought, nah, I'll just stick to my guns.
Sure, you can fly whatever you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm now taking fuel from the other tank. And I started to descend, but it doesn't really want to descend, but it's going there. So 8 minutes and a half. And it's already, must be that one. little one there with some trees in the middle and some smaller lakes behind. Let's say that there should be more to this side, and these will be the peaks. Yeah, so not these ones. If I look at the kind of overall chart, well, no, not really. Let's see, because we have some peaks there and some peaks here, and these are closer. Maybe. Could this be that this one and that one are actually this one and that one? It could, right? It's about 10 nautical miles. We'll actually see. But it looks like it, yeah. And those other ones are still more further out. So I'm now descending to 9,000 feet. Correcting the course. When I'm over this lake, I'll reset the timer. It's pretty smooth here right now. So let's say that we are there. So we have 10 minutes and 20 seconds. Yep. So 10 minutes and 20 seconds, that means point, let's say 3, yeah, 10.3. And then we have 14.5 minutes all the way to tower. And it's heading of 7.2 and 7.5. So let's say 7.5 at this altitude. I'm still descending, so I cannot really sync my gyro with my compass. So once I'm at a straight and level flight, I will do so. Should be about 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes of descending. Let's turn on the nav lights as well, so others can see me from afar in the simulator. It's the middle of nowhere here. A little bit of right rudder trim to keep me straight. Hands off. Slight correction there. Yes, if I look at the, not this one, but sectional, yeah, must be soon at that peak there. Which is roughly in the 1/3 of the distance, so I expect about 4 or 5 minutes on the counter when I reach that. This road here, nicely visible. It's this one. Or actually, is it? 3 minutes. Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be that one, but it probably is. Yeah. I'm not gonna be there in 4 or 5 minutes. Are we going slower than I anticipated? So it is about 130 knots. And standard pressure, well, about 9,000 feet and slightly below zero. So slightly below zero, 9,000 feet, about there maybe. Well, actually, I should be doing exactly 150. 130, 150 through airspeed. But maybe the winds are different. I believe the altitude is good right now, so I'll just resume my power. There. Put it back. Yep. At that peak, it's gonna be more like 6 minutes, but that's all right. Now we need to find out what's our next landmark. So Laughlin Peak, I'm guessing that one there. And we are doing a straight and level flight, so let's try to sync our gyro. So we should be showing about 6.5. Alright, so slightly like that. Oh. Turning very slightly. I believe that's it. We should be heading there, which is kind of strange, to be honest. So and overall time to towers is 14 minutes and a half. Oh, counted with a quite higher descent speed there. Well, we're still not lost, so that's good. This one, right? So facing there, we'll overfly that from the back like this, and then we'll continue towards the volcano. And I don't know if it's probably that one, it's a volcano. We should be 2,000 feet above that volcano. What's the elevation there? Let's see, Denver. Oh, so it would require us to be at 10,000 feet. So do we break the rules or do we climb to 10,000 feet? I guess that we will be satisfied with saying that we would climb to 10,000 feet and something, 10,200 in real life, and we'll make advantage of us being in the simulator and just fly slower, not slower, but lower over the volcano. Must be that one. So, engines good, not engines, engine. Everything good, fuel enough. And we're keeping direction and enjoying the flight. Looks like the sea here from the distance, but obviously it's not. We have mountains behind us. So estimated ground speed, it says 159er. We'll need to do some IFR flight soon because it's been some time since we did IFR last time. So we'll see if we can get something in. The truth is we can fly IFR even in good weather, obviously, but to me and to my VFR hard, it would seem kind of a waste to do it like that. Which is nonsense, I know, but still. So engine humming nicely, we have roughly same amount of fuel in both tanks. So let's stay on the left one for now because it still has a little bit of left turning tendencies, so I will drain the left tank a little bit more to kind of force the aircraft to bank more right, or not banking, not to bank left too much. Our airspeed is 130 knots, roughly. At this pressure, altitude and temperature, that equals to 150 true airspeed, which is exactly what I want to be flying. See the volcano there. Should be it. Next course will be 315. So let's prepare it. Yep. And now we should be showing actually slightly less, like so. Yep. Just circle this hill, or for lack of the better name for it. How is it called? It just says towers. No, towers is actually something in there, but the peak itself, I don't believe it doesn't have a name. Could it be Mount Dora? No, Mount Dora is here. Is actually higher. Des Moines. Hard to say. In any case, let's just stick to the plan and make a circle around it, even though it's kind of a long way around. Where are those towers? Just... Okay, these. I won't be able to see that on the video, I guess, but yeah, there are some towers there, or something. Yep. Time is 14 minutes. How far are we gonna fly? Just, well, it actually takes me over the top there. Yeah. Okay, let's make the turn. There we go, volcano. And those towers. Oh yeah, we said 15. I'll call it 15 minutes. Yeah, the tower's there. So we are 30 minutes in the air right now. The whole flight was planned for 50 minutes, so we are past half of it. Maybe in the half, because I plan to do the unplanned, or time-wise unplanned circle around the volcano there. Minutes to the volcano. Yeah. There's nothing else that it could be. And then the next mountains, is it? No, the peak must be someplace there. Well, let's see. First the volcano. Road. Let's double check. Yeah, we have a Capulin road from Des Moines to Capulin. It's this one. It's the city of Capulin, or town. Alright, so now we are entering the... we should be 1,000 feet higher. I know that. So let's not call the virtual police. Air police here. It's a Capulin volcano, this one. time, 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Let's just make it here 3 minutes point 2. And we'll just circle that so you can see better. Glare outside the windshield, so let's make a tighter turn there. Nice one. So one more time, and then we'll continue. Looks nice. Get some traffic warning there. So from the volcano we continue on 353. So let's just finish the turn. It's funny, still doing 130 knots, even with that back pressure. That doesn't seem right. And it should take me 4 minutes only. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to distinguish this peak. It looks nicely shaded here on the map, but in reality there's a train line. But train lines are notoriously hard to spot from the simulator. Some buildings there. Could this be a train line? Hard to tell, maybe. If this was a train line, it seemed to be doing, it can be a road as well. Yeah, this little kind of a ridge might be this little ridge. It probably is. I didn't reset the timer. Damn. So I'm flying like 2 minutes now. So let's reset it. Is there a road? Which road is not visible, but there should be a train track. very difficult to say. Let's see the whole sectional. And now and then it drops down. Hopefully. Let's see. Yeah, it kind of drops down afterwards, so maybe it's like there at the end of it. This is the ridge. Yeah, seems like this is kind of a plateau or something. So I'll just fly a little bit more straight, and maybe at this location I'll just turn left, and we'll see where it will take us. I'm also planning to cross that MOA. To some kind of natural. Hard to say. After the flight, if I don't forget, I try to plot my course in little nav map and see where I actually went compared to what I planned. Yeah, so let us say there's a little bit of plateau. And I don't want to be caught in something called confirmation bias, you know, to look outside and try to kind of match it to what I see. But maybe, just maybe, this little hill might be that one. Right? It would agree, because then it kind of ends and goes to the plateau, to the like a flat area. So I actually might be at the correct spot, so let's turn to 301 or 301, roughly there. Let's reset the timer and we'll see where it'll take us. Now we'll be flying against the wind. I believe we are flying straight against the wind, so our ground speed is 20 or something knots less than what it would be. We can check the map for ground speed. Yeah, 131, wind is 20 knots straight ahead. That's very nice. And we have calculated with winds of only 12 knots at this altitude, so it's gonna take a little bit longer, but not that much. Maybe not 8.8, but maybe 9.5, and that's just the top of descent, obviously. So let's try to identify anything. So we should be crossing the road and the railroad, and we're already flying for 2 minutes. So maybe there's some river also. Okay, this is something. It's gonna be a railroad, I guess. Yeah, that will be this. Nice. And it's a river, and then we have this nice bend in a railroad. It's this one. I wonder why they did it like that. Maybe for a climb gradient, they need to keep. They needed to keep nice and gradual. So, what next? We should see. Well, nothing. This road. So the railroad itself should be continuing left, and there should be another major road in the right, but the distance to it is about 1, 2, 3, 4 nautical miles, so not that far, actually. So eventually it should come across us. And we are nearing, oh, there's some airplane there. Never, I would never be able to see them in real life here. But there they are.
Stokes traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima is about 15 miles to the southeast. Will be in a right downwind, runway 21 Stokes.
Yeah, so how far are we? 26. Yeah. Probably someplace there, so it's about 10 or 9. So let's wait with the call for now. And we have yeah, I should say fly alongside this. Maybe this higher Fisher's Peak. Could that be Fisher's Peak? I believe it could. In that case, we're just flying there. And I see some bunch of trees, and this might be the road. The airport elevation was 5,700. All right. And the town, there was no town. It's a modal reservoir there, and the road should be getting closer. Yep, so it's the middle of nowhere here. There's some water surface. Oh, that's 2. Actually, it might be this one. In that case, the road should be pretty close. Somehow it seems not really. No, could I believe it would be that one? Or am I in some completely different place? Well, I'll descend anyway. Just put carb heat on. So let's do something like 8,000 now, or 7,500. So the time to the airport should have been 11 minutes. I will be at this location at 7.5. 11, 65. Well, it's not. It actually could be. But if it is, then I'm quite close. And there should be also a road very close to it. Could that be this road? No, it's... But there's a railroad track, isn't it? We have a railroad track there. Must be someplace else. Well, we'll see. There's a power line. Let's see, do we have a power line depicted? Nope. Well, I seem to be failing to be able to positively identify the features. I can see the airplane, but shouldn't be able. Yeah, but it needs to be someplace there. So let's say that we are 10 miles from the airport. We can report that. Stokes traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, so Piper Comanche, about 10 miles southeast of the airport at 7,500 feet. We'll be joining a right downwind runway 21 Stokes. And we'll get the latest weather, obviously. Actually 140 wind, so let's see. Let's take a runway 09er. Stokes traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, correction. I will be joining a left downwind runway 09er. Stokes. So, 09er. That means there. So when I see that, I will need to circle a little bit to get correctly positioned. And I'm still above the airport, obviously.
Stokes traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima, we're flying the field at 7,500. We're going to make a teardrop entry into a right downwind, runway 21 Stokes.
So according to the time, should already be there. I said it's gonna take a little bit longer. Starting to get lost. There is a road from Trinidad. So if all comes to worse, I'll just head there and get reoriented. But it should really be someplace here. It's embarrassing. So we have a river. We have a river. Yeah, so definitely not over the river. So I'm still 2,000 feet above the airport elevation, so that's good. And what I'm gonna do, because I cannot see. Oh, there it is. All right. Okay. Found it. So let's fix this, because it should show something like that.
Stokes traffic, Comanche 29 Lima, right base 21, Stokes.
09er. Okay, I actually need to go to the other
Correction, right downwind.
side. 09er. Yeah, I need to kind of. I'm be landing this direction, so left traffic. I need to join from completely the other side. Okay. Yeah, so happens also to me sometimes that I get lost. So let's just head towards the airport in a way that I can cross it perpendicular to runway 09er. I already see runway 09er there. Yeah, I'm not in the good position at all.
Stokes traffic, Comanche 29 Lima, turning final 21, full stop, Stokes.
Stokes traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, just about to overfly the airfield perpendicular to runway 09er from south to north, and will be joining a left downwind of runway 09er. Stokes. Oh, it's good. It's almost invisible, that runway. And I haven't set the correct altimeter, so let's do that. 299.5. And reset timer. Only gone 30 knots, so 1 minute of flying. Like this.
Stokes traffic, Comanche 29 Lima is clear of runway 21, Stokes.
Already put the RPM up. It is the power a bit. Slightly more mixture, and we have 1 minute, so let's do that and descend. Carb heat on, landing lights on, fuel pump on. So 6,700 I'm planning to do for altitude. There is one runway. Okay, I don't see anyone. I believe I see the dirt runway there. Stokes traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie joining left downwind, the runway 09er at 45. Stokes. There we should have wind from 140, so a right crosswind. Okay, so let's join that. Downwind. Just fly slightly into the wind. Yeah, there's the runway. Barely visible. I just know it's there because I overflew it. Anyway, we are on the downwind, so gear down. Off. Gear is down. Flaps 1. Flying away from the field quite much, so let's correct that. Stokes traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, turning left base, runway 09er, Stokes. Second ledge of flaps. Where is it? There it is. Stokes traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, turning final, runway 09er, full stop, Stokes. Okay, let's slow down a little bit. Overshot. Full flaps. Okay, so let's just taxi here. Somewhere there should be a taxiway. Stokes traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, runway 09er is vacated and exiting the parking, Stokes. So, strobe lights off, landing lights off. And mixture, not that much. Okay, winds from the right here. Actually, it's from behind me, so it should be doing this one. Okay, parking brake on. Avionics off. Master switch. Fuel pump off. Master switch off. Clean the spark plugs a little bit. And cut off magnetos. Beacon. Alright. So, let's just see how we did, because I'm curious myself. So, if I go this one. And we started at KAXX and we ended at KTAD. Okay. So, yeah, so we actually went quite fine. Corrected. Then it was, yeah, it was Martin, circled the volcano. And yeah, so I diverged a little bit to the left. And if anything, I thought, I don't know why, it's kind of logical that I was to the left, but for some reason I thought I was to the right. And missed the airport by, was it? Okay, why is it in feet? 3.3, 3.9, so like 3 miles or something. All right, anyway, thank you for watching and see you next week.